Hi everybody. Here's a lantern I just wanted to share with everybody. It is an AGM 3016. I'm not sure exactly how old it is. Apparently, it's probably from the 40s. It's pretty old. I'll try to give you a little detail here. Now, as you can see, it has a Coleman globe. Okay, so that's not original, but everything else is, except the cap. I'm pretty sure that's a cap from a Coleman. But either way, it fits. Now you can kind of see right here, it's all kind of burnt off. I don't know if you can make out. There it is, the 3016. Most of the writing on the side is gone. But I have managed to find other pictures on the internet which show what this looked like new, I guess, from other lanterns in pristine condition of this type. But, I really can't complain because, given how old this thing is, I actually only paid $8 for this at an antique store. And when I bought it, it had some issues. Okay. But I figured, hey, for that price, I'd use it as a display. But, I have a funny habit of tinkering with things, and I don't know, I just can't seem to stop until I get something working. To my delight, it actually does work now. But first, let me go over what all I had to do to it. Right here was the first big problem. It actually had a crack, a stress crack right here, right underneath the plunger pump. Okay, so that was the first thing I needed to deal with. And how I dealt with it, believe it or not, is, and I'm sure, a little flux and some solder probably could have done a better job. But this is fuel tank sealer. It's like a putty. I'll show you what it. This is pretty much what I used. Permatex ethanol resistant fuel tank repair. And it's kind of like a putty. You mix it up. It's like a little clay, and you just kind of stick it on there, and it goes hard, real hard. And it sticks to anything, even chrome, as you can see. What's left of the chrome. So I sealed that up. Next thing I had to do was replace the pump diaphragm. Basically, it had one of those really old leather ones. I actually held onto the leather diaphragm just for historical reasons, but I put a brand new Coleman rubber on there, which works just great. It's a little oil on it and stuff like that. So I started pumping it up, and then I discovered it had a few leaks inside. It's leaking around the seam down here. How I fixed that was with this. This is a seal all, also gas and oil resistant, and I kind of put it on the inside, and it pretty much sealed everything off on the inside. Once I got the tank, or the fount, I should say, sealed off to where it would hold pressure, and I ended up taking all this apart, and I made the mistake of removing the main stem. I don't know if you can see that down there. Okay, I wouldn't recommend doing that just because I discovered it is very hard to reseal it once you pull that out. So unless you really have to, I felt like I did, in order to fix the fount. You want to kind of leave that on there if you got a Coleman or something like that. But in any case, I tried all these different sealers. I tried, fairly expensive pipe thread sealers and all the stuff they recommend. A soft set sealer could not get it to stop leaking from that stem. Okay, so I finally, honestly, I resorted to this. This is Elmer's Glue All Max. I've used this for a lot of things. Okay, it holds metal, and gosh, I even use it to fix my glasses, and you know what I mean. So I thought, hey, it'd be worth a shot. Well, amazingly enough, it actually did work. It went hard. It resists the heat, and it keeps a perfect seal around the thread to this day. Okay, and then of course I had one more problem over here. On the valve, there was actually a big crack inside there. Well, I actually used the Elmer's glue all for the same thing, and just as with the other stem, sealed it off, and allowed it to hold pressure. So basically, once I got all that done, I now have a working AGM lantern, which I would like to light now, and just to show you. Now, as per the instructions, you are supposed to crack it about 1/4, light it, just like with a coal mine, and then you open it up wide. Once it starts to burn hot, of course. There it goes. Opening it wide. Goodness. And there she goes. It takes it a little bit to warm up. I'll give it that. Once you go through the initial lighting process, they recommend adding a few more pumps. And there you have it. Now, once you get it to this point, I've let it run for at least a couple of hours, and then I felt the need to pump a little more in it, but of course it was kind of low on fuel at that time. It's got a full tank right now. I've ran this thing at least a good, over 10 hours testing it and stuff. No leaks, hasn't had any issues. It's not quite as bright as a double mantle, but it works pretty good. Gives off a lot of heat. I just love these old white gas lanterns because, if there was an emergency, not only does it provide light, but they provide heat if it's a little chilly. I'm just amazed, like I said, that it works. I also kind of like the old style chimney up here. I don't know why, I just like the look of it. Blast from the past. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe it'll give you an idea if you have a similar issue with yours. I was told that once you get a crack in the fount, that it cannot be fixed. And I'm sure there's more than one way to do it, but I just don't buy that. I think you can fix it. Well, until the next time, keep them burning.